Picture this. Social media is in absolute chaos. Fans are glued to their screens, and the hip-hop world is buzzing louder than ever before. Why? Because Jayda has just dropped a bombshell that absolutely nobody saw coming. With one post, one statement, she confirmed what had only been whispered in hushed circles for months: Lil Baby's rumored DL affair. Yes, you heard that right. Jayda didn't just hint. She came right out and confirmed it. And the internet has not been the same since. Screenshots are flying around, Twitter spaces are on fire, and TikTok detectives are dissecting every single word like it's a crime scene investigation. But it doesn't stop there. The story takes an even wilder turn when Lil Baby himself gets wind of Jayda's revelation. Instead of staying quiet, instead of letting the dust settle, he goes absolutely nuclear, lashing out in rage, accusing people of twisting his name, and throwing down heated words about so-called GY for pay accusations that have left fans in utter disbelief. Emotions are running high, the family is divided, and friends are scrambling to take sides. So buckle up, because what started as quiet whispers in the industry has now erupted into one of the messiest, most jaw-dropping scandals we've seen in years. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail. The moment Jayda decided to break her silence, the internet felt like it stopped breathing. What was supposed to be a quiet Sunday afternoon turned into a storm of emotions, betrayals, and revelations. Fans were not ready for what she had to say, and the way she said it made everything 10 times more explosive. Jayda, usually careful with her words, suddenly seemed fed up, almost like she had been carrying this burden for far too long. On Instagram Live, with thousands watching, she whispered at first, almost like she didn't want to say it out loud. But then she leaned in and said, "Yeah, I knew about it. I've known for a while. Lil Baby's been on the DL." The comment section instantly exploded, people spamming with shocked emojis, others accusing her of clout chasing, and some just screaming in disbelief. But what shook fans even more was the way Jayda's face betrayed her emotions. She wasn't laughing. She wasn't playing. It looked like pain, raw pain. Her voice cracked when she explained how she had been holding on to this secret for months, trying to protect her family image, trying to shield her child from unnecessary drama. But finally, the truth broke through. "I kept quiet because I thought it was just a phase," she admitted. "But then I realized this wasn't just some rumor." Of course, the internet wasted no time. Screenshots started spreading everywhere, with captions like "Jayda confirms Lil Baby's DL affair," and the streets were right all along. Twitter threads ran wild, with fans digging up old interviews, photos, and even lyrics that they claimed had hidden messages. One fan tweeted, "We thought he was rapping about the streets, but maybe he was telling on himself the whole time." Others weren't so quick to believe, calling Jayda bitter and accusing her of making things up to hurt Lil Baby's reputation. But the tone of her voice was too heavy to ignore. Meanwhile, Lil Baby himself hadn't responded yet, and that silence made everything worse. His absence gave fans room to create narratives, some saying he was guilty, others suggesting he was preparing a fiery response. Close friends reportedly tried to reach out to him, but he wasn't picking up calls, choosing instead to surround himself with only a few trusted people. A source close to the camp leaked that Baby was pacing around his house, furious, repeating the words, "She really said that. She really said that about me." And then, as if this wasn't messy enough, more people started chiming in. A woman who claimed to be a friend of Jayda's jumped on live, confirming that Jayda had confided in her months ago about something being off. She said Jayda cried to her one night, saying she found texts on his phone that didn't make sense. The texts were allegedly between Lil Baby and a man whose name hasn't been revealed, filled with winks, inside jokes, and late-night meetups. Though nothing was explicitly scandalous in the leaked words, the tone was enough to spark suspicion. The rap industry itself began to buzz. Insiders whispered about parties where Lil Baby was seen being too comfortable around certain men, moments brushed off in the past but now resurfacing with new weight. A producer who once worked with him allegedly hinted on Twitter, "Man, I kept my mouth shut." But these industry secrets don't stay secrets forever. It was vague, but enough to fuel the fire. Fans couldn't decide how to process all this. Some expressed heartbreak, saying they felt betrayed after defending Lil Baby for years against countless rumors. Others rallied to his side, arguing that, even if he was on the DL, it didn't erase his talent or his success. But the biggest shock came when his own family reportedly got involved. An aunt allegedly called Jayda, begging her to delete the live before it spread further. But by then it was too late. The screen recordings were everywhere. In the middle of all this, Jayda tried to defend herself. "I didn't say it to hurt him," she explained in a follow-up post. "I said it because I'm tired of living a lie." She revealed how exhausting it had been to smile in pictures, attend events, and stand by his side while holding on to this massive secret. She said she felt like a fool when she realized the truth was bigger than she could handle alone. Her honesty, though painful, resonated with some fans. One wrote, "This isn't just gossip. This is a woman finally breaking free from protecting a man who never protected her." Another commented, "Jayda deserves better. If it's true, then baby should have been honest from the start." But not everyone was on her side. Critics accused her of using the timing to hurt little baby while his career was soaring again, suggesting jealousy played a role. Others claimed she was just trying to stay relevant. And yet, every single accusation or defense only added fuel to the fire, keeping the story alive and hotter than ever. Things escalated further when paparazzi spotted little baby leaving a studio late at night, looking visibly angry, his jaw clenched, his hoodie pulled down low. Cameras caught him mumbling to someone on the phone, and while the audio wasn't clear, lip readers online swore he said, "She's lying on me. They're trying to ruin me." Fans debated endlessly about whether he was denying the affair itself or just the narrative that was spiraling out of control. What really had people hooked, though, was the mention of gay for pay. Jayda didn't outright say those words, but insiders claimed she told friends that baby once admitted he had done things for money back in the day. This opened another wave of speculation, with fans asking whether his rise to fame came with darker secrets. Some even brought up industry rumors that powerful figures often pressured young rappers into compromising situations, suggesting little baby might have been caught up in that world. The conversation took on a life of its own, spreading far beyond hip-hop. Blogs, gossip pages, and even mainstream outlets started covering it, each with their own spin. YouTube reactors posted hour-long breakdowns, while TikTok videos stitched clips of Jayda's live with dramatic music, painting the scandal as a full-blown soap opera. And just when fans thought things couldn't get any more chaotic, another twist hit the internet. A screenshot leaked allegedly showing little baby sending money through Cash App to a man whose identity is still hidden. While it could have been for business, the timing was suspicious, and people immediately tied it to the affair rumors. Comments poured in like, "Oh, he paying for more than features and the receipts don't lie." All of this left fans completely divided. Some demanded little baby clear his name immediately, while others felt Jayda had already said enough to prove her case. The pressure was mounting, the silence from baby growing louder with each passing hour, and everyone knew that once he finally spoke, it would either shut everything down or blow the roof off this scandal completely. And that's exactly where part 1 leaves us. Jayda's painful confession out in the open, fans spiraling into theories, the family shaken, and little baby's reputation hanging by a thread as he prepares to respond. The silence didn't last long. After a full day of social media erupting with Jayda's claims, little baby finally snapped. Fans had been waiting, refreshing his accounts, wondering when he would speak up. And when he did, it wasn't a calm, measured response, it was a full-blown eruption. He went live, face tight with anger, pacing back and forth as thousands of viewers tuned in within seconds. "Man, y'all really believe this?" He barked into the camera. "Y'all really believe I'm out here on some DL mess? Y'all crazy if you think I'm playing those games. Jayda know what she doing. She trying to make me look bad because she hurt. This gay for pay talk? That's some wild lies. Like, who even makes that up?" The comments scrolled so fast he couldn't even keep up. Some fans begged him to calm down, others demanded receipts, and plenty more egged him on, asking for the truth about Jayda's accusations. The energy was heated, raw, and almost desperate, like he needed to clear his name before it was too late. But instead of calming the storm, his rage only made it worse. He slammed his hand on the counter, saying, "I've been holding her down. I've been taking care of everything, and this is how she repay me. Y'all think I need to do some wild stuff for money? Man, I'm little baby. My money legit. My grind real. I ain't gotta sell myself to nobody." Fans couldn't look away. This wasn't the polished rapper they were used to seeing at award shows or in music videos. This was a man cornered, furious, and maybe just a little too defensive. The more he talked, the more people dissected every expression, every word. Some pointed out how his voice shook when he said, "I ain't gotta sell myself," interpreting it as guilt. Others argued he was simply tired of being dragged by rumors, and just when the live seemed to reach its boiling point, someone in the background muttered something barely audible but enough for fans to catch. It sounded like a friend or cousin saying, "Bro, just chill, they already know." The moment was quick, almost drowned out by the noise, but the internet doesn't miss a thing. Within minutes, clips were circulating with captions like, "Did his friend just confirm it?" and "Caught in 4K." Jayda wasted no time either. Almost as soon as Baby ended his live, she posted a series of cryptic stories. One read, "Truth don't need defending, lies always do." Another said, "Imagine me making up something I cried over for months." Fans went insane, interpreting her posts as proof that she wasn't backing down. It became a battle of who could control the narrative, and neither side was willing to fold. Friends of the couple started picking sides too. A close friend of Jayda's went on TikTok, claiming she personally witnessed Baby texting someone late at night, and when Jayda asked who it was, he brushed it off as business. But it wasn't business, the friend insisted. You could see the look on Jayda's face when she realized she wasn't the only one in his life. The video racked up millions of views, adding gasoline to the already blazing fire. Baby's camp tried to counter with damage control. One of his boys tweeted, "Stop believing lies from bitter exes. Y'all just want to see him fall." But the timing couldn't have been worse, because at that very moment, a blogger leaked alleged DMs between Little Baby and an unknown man. The messages were vague but intimate. "You coming through tonight? I'll slide when she sleep. Don't post nothing. You know how it is." Whether real or fabricated, fans didn't care. They latched onto it, demanding explanations. The scandal grew into something bigger than just Baby and Jayda. It became a cultural debate. People on Twitter argued about masculinity in hip-hop, about the stigma around being DL, and about whether Jayda was brave for speaking up or cruel for exposing him. One thread read, "If it's true, then Baby living a lie hurts everybody involved. If it's not true, then Jayda just destroyed her own family for clout." And the family really was caught in the crossfire. Reports surfaced that Baby's mom called Jayda, furious that she would go public with such accusations. "You don't do that to family," she allegedly told her. Jayda clapped back, saying, "Your son did it to me first." Tensions got so bad that relatives unfollowed each other on Instagram, making the feud even more public. As if the chaos wasn't enough, another bomb dropped when a stylist, who had worked with Baby on a music video, hinted in a now-deleted tweet, "I know things y'all wouldn't believe. All I'ma say is, pay close attention." The stylist didn't elaborate, but screenshots spread instantly, and fans spun it into further confirmation. Baby tried to laugh it off, tweeting, "Y'all funny, man. Anybody will say anything for attention." But the damage was done. The phrase "gay for pay" became a trending topic overnight, with thousands of fans debating whether Baby could have been involved in something like that early in his career. Some pointed to the cutthroat nature of the music industry, where young artists often do whatever it takes to get in the door. Others dismissed it as pure fabrication. But the phrase stuck, haunting Baby's name in every headline and meme. Meanwhile, Jayda stayed oddly calm. While Baby fumed on live, she sat back, posting subtle quotes, sharing cute photos with her son, and occasionally liking shady tweets. One read, "When the mask slips, the truth shows." People applauded her for not engaging in the screaming match, saying it made her look more believable. But behind the scenes, things were far from calm. Insiders claim Baby stormed into Jayda's house demanding she retract her statements. "You ruining me," he reportedly shouted, while Jayda fired back, "You ruined us first." Neighbors allegedly heard the shouting, and one even claimed police were called to de-escalate. Though no official report surfaced, fans couldn't believe how fast everything spiraled. In just 48 hours, what started as Jayda's confession turned into an all-out war. One moment Baby was denying everything, the next moment new receipts were leaking, and through it all, Jayda refused to back down. And the wildest part, more people were lining up to spill tea. Anonymous accounts started popping up on Twitter, some claiming to have seen Baby at certain parties, others hinting at hookups that never made the public eye. Whether true or not, it all kept the fire alive, leaving fans on edge for what twist would come next. As Part 2 closes, the situation is hotter than ever. Little baby raging in defense, Jayda holding her ground, family lines being drawn, and the internet convinced that the next revelation might be the one that finally breaks everything wide open. The internet had already been on fire, but Part 3 of this drama felt like someone poured gasoline straight onto the flames. After Little Baby's fiery live and Jayda's cryptic clapbacks, everyone expected things to calm down. Instead, what came next turned the scandal into a full-blown circus that nobody could look away from. It all started with a mysterious Twitter account that popped up overnight. The handle had no name, no picture, just a blank profile. But the very first post was a set of screenshots that made the entire internet freeze. Allegedly, these were private DMs between Little Baby and a man identified only as D. The messages weren't graphic, but the tone was unmistakably intimate. "You up? When can I see you? Don't let her find out." The kicker was a photo of what looked like Little Baby's tattooed hand holding a glass of Hennessy, sent late at night. Fans went wild. One tweeted, "Bro, that's the exact tattoo on his wrist. Stop playing." Another said, "This ain't no Photoshop. We caught him." By morning, the screenshots had gone viral, plastered across gossip pages and reaction videos. Some fans swore they were fake, insisting anyone could fake a tattoo in Photoshop, but others argued it was too specific. Jayda didn't say a word, but she didn't have to. Her silence was enough. The internet took it as confirmation that the screenshots were real. As the drama reached new heights, another unexpected voice jumped into the conversation. A man claiming to be Baby's old friend from before fame. In a TikTok that racked up millions of views, he said, "Look, I ain't here to hate, but people act like they don't know what really went down back in Atlanta. He wasn't always the man y'all see today. There were nights he did what he had to do to get on. Y'all keep saying gay for pay like it's some crazy idea. But some of us saw things. We just stayed quiet." Fans lost their minds. The phrase "we saw things" echoed across platforms, repeated in memes, edits, and reaction clips. Suddenly, it wasn't just Jayda's word anymore. Now others were backing her up, painting a picture of a secret life that Little Baby never wanted. Exposed, Baby's anger turned into desperation. In another live, his tone shifted from rage to wounded pride. "Y'all trying to tear me down," he said, voice cracking. "I built this from nothing. Everything I got, I earned. Now, people I thought was cool with me lying on my name. I ain't never sold myself. I ain't never been on no DL. This is all cap. Y'all don't want to see me win." But instead of sympathy, fans filled the comments with clown emojis and demands for receipts. And then came the most shocking twist yet. A blogger known for breaking messy celebrity stories claimed they had a voice recording of Baby talking to a man in a compromising conversation. The blogger teased the audio in a Twitter post, saying, "Should I leak it or nah?" The post racked up over 100,000 likes within hours, with fans practically begging for the leak. Hashtags like #BabyAudio and #DLBaby started trending, and memes exploded across TikTok. The pressure was unbearable. Insiders claim Baby's team scrambled behind the scenes, offering the blogger money to delete the post. But the blogger doubled down, saying, "Y'all can't silence the truth." Though the recording never surfaced in full, the tease alone was enough to convince thousands that something was definitely being hidden. Jayda, meanwhile, remained a picture of icy composure. She posted a single photo of herself in a stunning outfit, captioned simply, "Unbothered." Fans interpreted it as the ultimate power move, saying she was letting the truth do all the talking while Baby destroyed himself trying to deny it. One fan commented, "She playing chess while he playing checkers." But the calm didn't last long. Behind the scenes, things got uglier. Sources claim Baby showed up at Jayda's house again, this time begging her to issue a public statement, saying she exaggerated. "Just tell them you was mad, that you didn't mean it like that," he allegedly pleaded. Jayda reportedly refused, telling him, "I'm not protecting you anymore." Their argument was so intense that their son's nanny supposedly had to step in and take the child into another room to avoid the chaos. The family divide deepened too. Baby's cousin went on Instagram Live, defending him and blasting Jayda. "She clout chasing, man. She lying. My cousin don't swing that way. Y'all crazy if you believe her." But Jayda's sister clapped back on Twitter, writing, "Funny how y'all defending lies you know nothing about. She told me everything months ago. She was protecting him." not lying on him. The back and forth between family members only added to the mess, dragging more relatives into the scandal. As all this unfolded, fans began to dig deeper into Baby's past. Old photos surfaced of him hanging out with certain men, moments that once looked like innocent friendships but now carried new meaning under the scandal's light. One particularly viral photo showed him sitting too close to a well-known male stylist, and the internet lost it. Captions like "This pic hit different now" flooded Twitter, while fans argued over whether people were just reaching or uncovering the truth. The industry started whispering louder too. An anonymous rapper tweeted, "Y'all shocked? Half the game on the DL. Stop acting brand new." Though the tweet didn't name names, everyone connected it to Baby's scandal, and blogs ran with it, making the conversation bigger than just him. It became about the entire culture of silence and hip-hop, with think pieces popping up everywhere about masculinity, money, and power. The breaking point came when Jayda finally spoke again, not in a live, but in a quiet, heart-wrenching post. "Do y'all know how humiliating it is to keep smiling while you know your reality is different?" She wrote, "I didn't expose him for clout. I exposed him because I'm tired of protecting someone who never protected me. Y'all can believe what you want, but I know my truth." The post had fans in tears, calling her brave, while others doubled down, accusing her of ruining a man's career out of spite. And just when everyone thought things couldn't get crazier, a supposed ex-lover of Baby slid into the picture. The man, known only by his initials, posted on his story, "Y'all dragging me into something I didn't want. But since we here, let's be real. He know me. I know him." Though he deleted it within minutes, screenshots spread instantly. The internet erupted once more, screaming that this was the ultimate confirmation. The scandal now had layers upon layers: Jayda's confession, leaked screenshots, alleged voice recordings, family feuds, and now an ex stepping forward. Little Baby's career, reputation, and personal life hung in the balance, and every new twist made it harder for him to escape the shadow of the accusations. As Part 3 closes, the world is left reeling from the avalanche of receipts, rumors, and revelations. Baby is running out of moves, Jayda is standing firm, and fans are bracing themselves for what promises to be the most explosive chapter yet. By the time Part 4 rolled around, the scandal had grown so massive it wasn't just hip-hop fans talking about it anymore. It had crossed into mainstream news. Morning shows were covering it, gossip panels debated it, and even people who didn't follow rap suddenly had an opinion about Jayda, Little Baby, and the DL accusations that refused to die down. The drama had taken on a life of its own, and everyone was waiting for the big breaking point. It came one night in the most unexpected way. A popular podcast announced they were dropping an exclusive interview with a man claiming to have had a past with Little Baby. The promo clip alone sent shockwaves through social media. The man's voice was blurred, his face hidden, but his words were chilling. "He wasn't who y'all think he is. I ain't gon' sit here and bash him, but let's not act like he ain't been living to lives." Within minutes, the clip went viral, and the full episode trended worldwide. In the interview, the man described secret meetups, coded texts, and nights that sounded almost identical to the rumors Jayda had hinted at. While no hard evidence was presented, the detail was so specific that fans were convinced this wasn't a random clout chaser. One Twitter user wrote, "You can tell he know too much to be lying." Another said, "Jayda wasn't crazy after all." The reaction was brutal. Memes, jokes, and think pieces flooded the internet. But underneath the humor, there was a serious undertone. Had Little Baby really been hiding such a massive part of himself all these years? People questioned his lyrics, dissected his old interviews, and even claimed he dropped hints in past songs that nobody picked up on at the time. Baby couldn't stay silent anymore. He posted a long, emotional video that shocked everyone by being less of a denial and more of a breakdown. Sitting in a dark room, hoodie pulled over his head, he spoke quietly but with shaking hands. "I'm tired of everybody playing with my name. Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know what I've been through. People lying, making stuff up, just to ruin me. I ain't no fake. I ain't living no double life. But y'all keep trying to paint me into something I ain't, and I'm done with it." But what caught fans' attention wasn't what he said, it was what he didn't. At no point did he directly deny the DL allegations. He called them lies, he called them attacks, but the words "it's not true" never left his mouth. The omission sent fans into another frenzy, interpreting it as an indirect admission. The comments under his video were flooded with messages like, "So you not denying it then?" And truth slipped out between the lines. Jayda's reaction added another twist. Instead of gloating, she posted a heartbreaking message that felt more like closure than shade. "This whole situation has been bigger than me, bigger than us. I wish him healing. I wish myself peace. I'm moving on." It was the first time she sounded like she was done fighting, done proving herself. Her fans rallied behind her, calling her strong and graceful, while others speculated she was stepping away because the truth had already spoken for itself. But the mess wasn't over yet. Just days later, a set of blurry paparazzi photos surfaced, allegedly showing little baby out at dinner with a man who wasn't part of his usual circle. The images weren't scandalous just to people eating, but the timing was suspicious. The internet exploded again, some saying it was proof he had stopped hiding, others insisting it was just a friend. Either way, the narrative wouldn't die down. The impact on Baby's career was undeniable. Brands reportedly paused deals, and an upcoming festival appearance was suddenly postponed due to unforeseen circumstances. His label stayed quiet, but insiders whispered that executives were worried about the long-term fallout. Some argued it might make him more iconic, breaking stereotypes in hip-hop, while others said the scandal had done irreparable damage. The most emotional moment came when a fan caught Baby outside a hotel, asking him directly, "Are the rumors true?" Instead of snapping or denying, he just sighed, shook his head, and walked away. That tiny moment went viral, with people debating endlessly over what the silence meant. Be why now? The entire story had evolved from whispers of a DL affair to a cultural conversation about secrecy, shame, and exposure in the industry. Jayda had confirmed it, insiders had hinted at it, alleged lovers had spoken, and through it all, Baby's furious denials never quite erased the doubt. Fans were left torn between empathy for a man possibly forced into hiding by a judgmental industry and frustration at the deceit Jayda claims she endured. The scandal ended not with a bang, but with a lingering uncertainty. No final proof ever surfaced. No undeniable receipts ever shut the debate down. But the damage was done. The story would follow little Baby forever, stamped into gossip history as one of the messiest, most jaw-dropping sagas the rap world had ever seen. And as Part 4 closes, the world is left with a haunting question. Was Jayda exposing a painful truth, or was this all a twisted tale of revenge? Fans may never know the full story, but one thing is certain: the fallout from this saga has changed how everyone sees both Jayda and little Baby forever. And just like that, we've reached the end of this whirlwind saga. What started as quiet whispers turned into one of the biggest scandals the internet has ever seen. Jayda's shocking confession cracked the door wide open. Little Baby's explosive rage only added more fuel, and the endless stream of leaks, cryptic posts, and insider whispers turned this into pure reality TV-level chaos. Families divided, fans split down the middle, and an entire culture was forced to confront rumors that may never fully be confirmed or denied. But here's the thing: whether you believe Jayda was bravely exposing her truth or whether you think this was all a bitter attempt at revenge, there's no denying the impact. Little Baby's name has been tied to the phrase DL affair and gay for pay in a way that won't easily be erased. And Jayda, whether loved or hated, has made it clear she's done protecting someone she feels never protected her. So now the question becomes, what happens next? Does little Baby fight to rebuild his image and silence the rumors once and for all? Does Jayda step away from the spotlight and finally find her peace? Or do we see another shocking twist that proves this saga is far from over? Because if the past few weeks have taught us anything, it's that the drama in this story always finds a way to escalate. And this is where I want to hear from you. Do you believe Jayda's claims? Do you think little Baby is hiding a truth he's too scared to admit? Or is this all just a messy game of revenge? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't hold back, because I know the opinions on this one are going to be wild. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another break down of the scandals shaking the industry. Trust me, if you thought this was messy, the next story we're covering will leave you even more shocked. Stay tuned.